Prop 50 projected to pass. CBS News making the call just minutes after polls close. The decision by voters means California's district maps will be different come the midterms, potentially flipping red seats to blue.
Tonight, after poking the bear, this bear roared with an unprecedented turnout in a special election with an extraordinary result.
A political battle coming to a head tonight, putting the decision to the people with Prop 50. Thanks for joining us on this election night. I'm Tony Lopez.
And I'm Marley Ginter. We have team coverage on Prop 50 tonight from across the region, Stanislaus County, and north into Yuba Sutter. We also have political reporter Steve Large standing by where the governor spoke just about an hour ago declaring victory, plus analysis with CBS News California investigative correspondent Julie Watts.
This is where results sit right now statewide. A big resounding victory for Governor Newsom's backed Proposition 50. Nearly 65% of the voters saying yes, to just under 36% of California voters saying no, with 66% of the vote in. But again, as Marley mentioned, CBS News called this early, right after the polls closed. In a few minutes, we're going to break down results for you, county by county, where you live.
Up first, let's get to Steve Large now outside the California Democrat headquarters in Sacramento, where the governor spoke just in the past hour, Steve.
Yeah, we'll get into some of what the governor said. The polls closed, as you mentioned, at 8 o'clock. The governor was speaking and declaring that victory within the hour. He spoke for about 10 minutes, didn't take any questions, but you got the sense that he wasn't just talking to Californians. His audience was the entire country. He referenced the sea to shining sea. Take a listen.
From coast to coast, sea to shining sea. But it was not just a victory tonight for the Democratic Party. It was a victory for the United States of America, for the people of this country and the principles that our founding fathers lived and died for. And so we're proud.
And so at the end, as we look at those numbers, how they came in this Prop 50 race, the governor was successful in making this not so much about a very challenging subject of independent redistricting and trying to convince voters of what that should look like. But he chose to make this more of a partisan issue, really simplifying it. And that worked, as it really turned out to be more of a referendum on President Trump and how Californians, which have a Democrat to Republican ratio of 2-to-1, feel about the president. Here was Gavin Newsom talking about President Trump tonight.
Donald Trump is an historic president. He is the most historically unpopular president in modern history. In every critical category, Donald Trump is underwater. He promised to make us healthier. He promised to make us wealthier. We're sicker and poorer.
This all started just about 2 months ago, in fact, inside this very Democratic headquarters, when the governor not only launched this campaign, but also named it Prop 50, naming it after the 50 states. Tonight, the governor speaking, it sounded like to all 50 states in a campaign that has certainly resonated by the numbers with Californians tonight.
Yeah, his Prop 50 campaign is over. Perhaps a bigger campaign is in the future based on what he was saying tonight on the national stage. Steve, thank you. Great job, as always, reporting. Let's talk about President Trump. He was quick to come out of the gate tonight to criticize the election even before the votes were cast, claiming the vote is a giant scam and rigged. Meanwhile, state leaders are saying the election is safe and secure, like all previous elections, they say, in California.